Would be a very general question. What importance does art in general for you play? What role does it play for you in terms of the relation to real life, the relation to the exchange with other people, the relation to what does it have in your eyes to effect?
You see, the art for me is everything. I put my whole life into the art. I don't have family life, I don't have children, I never want to have one. I just wanted to be an artist in a kind of full term of the word. And so art means like means of communication. There is ways I can say things to my audience and to public. And really, for me, the art is a tool, especially performance art, for transmitting my message to society. So I believe that artists should be a servant of society.
So in your art, you use your own physical existence, your own body and your own physical presence in a very radical way in my eyes. And you risk a lot. You risk getting injured, you risk even dying during some performances with fire, with knives, with very dangerous tools that are also put into the hands of the viewers.
My work is really dealing with the human fears, like a fear of pain or fear of mortality, and it's very important the way how to liberate yourself from that kind of fears. So I stage them in the front of audience in the form performance, not in form of the theater, but in the form of the performance. So the viewer, seeing me going through these kind of difficult situations, can project like a mirror that if I can do with my life this, they can also have courage to do with their own, to really go through difficult times. But in my private life, I never want to do any of this. I don't have energy and I can't do it. So I really need the energy of the public in order to focus and to actually, as I say, stage this kind of difficulties it goes through. It's very old story. I mean, all ancient cultures have rituals and ceremonies where they put the physical body in the danger in order to get to another altered state of consciousness. It's really about that. And if we are so busy with our physical body, we never understand our mind and how everything functions. So the body it's something to understand, and that's, for me, it's so many different ways how to learn that.
So when you started, it was really avant-garde, and it was especially for a woman. I can imagine it was kind of hard to break in this man-controlled art world, and it was to some extent also obsessive, and
I totally disagree. It's never been my intention to this is very German way of saying it, how the woman is entering the man's world. I don't believe in this. I never believe that art should have any gender. I'm not feminist. I don't believe that the woman is repressed because men have more position in art. It's not like this at all. I think that it's very, very point that really I get really angry, because I really think that art doesn't have a gender. It's bad art, the good art, and that's it. Who is making it? The gay man or the transsexual, or it's a black American or white or yellow? It's not important. Or woman.
But you bring in your female body. You bring it.
But that's fine. But still, you're looking art independently as art, because you see, why there's so many much more male artists than the female. It's for simple reason that the woman never actually want to sacrifice as much as a man, because women have the biological clock. They want to have children, they want to have a husband, they want to have the house, they want to have everything, plus to be an artist. And bad news, you can't do it. You have to do it one thing at a time. And if you're ready to sacrifice, then there's no any difference to anybody else.
You had a time when you were working quite a long time, I think 15 years, something like that. 12 years together with a counterpart. I don't say a male counterpart, an artist,
yes.
an artist counterpart. What was a specific quality of this time for you and these projects that you did at that time?
You know, Ulay is now the guest of honor of this exhibition, and he's arriving, I think, next week to see the piece. And it's really, this 12 years was very, very important. I was extremely emotional to see my car that Ulay and me live in it, for 5 years. It was so modest, so pure, so radical. I mean, we didn't have money at all. We have to sometimes take the bottle of the water to go to get the gasoline to put in the car. It was one of these days when you can see artists was not spoiled in any way, like the young generation these days now who want to be rich and famous. At that time, we didn't have no idea that we could ever even live from performance art and not sell the work like today is possible. This was really important for me, that all context, because it was really about male and female coming together and creating something which we call dead self, like a third quality. It was the two, polarity coming together and creating new work, which is not male and female, but is like a kind of some unity together, which we will actually title Dead Self. And this kind of work, I mean, is a big part of the show. You will see the work is just really important. It's a very important part of my life, that period. But then after this, as something we learned, that nobody can wash the hands in the same water twice. So nobody can stay together forever. So we separate, very dramatic. Some people say people just separate and that's it. And you have to walk the Chinese wall to separate. Why? It's always so difficult. But this was a beautiful romantic separation, and everybody went his own way. And now now I'm doing my own work, and this is past.
How would you describe your ability to involve your personality, your personal life? This is a very that is a very personal thing, to live together with the artist that you are doing the art with, and there's a relationship and everything, and also involving yourself as a personality all the time. How do you divide between this artist personality and maybe something like a private personality? Do you do it, or is it just the same thing?
Sometimes it's the same, sometimes not. In this case right now, it's totally the same, because in this case I just went through the really sad divorce, since I was married and I lived with somebody for 12 years and now I'm divorced. And so I'm alone, and I'm really, actually, it's a kind of unhappy and lucky in the same time moment, because I could not imagine to be with somebody during this period of 3 months doing this piece. It's almost impossible.
At the other side, there's this shamanistic idea of maybe Yusuf's voice. He said that he wanted to heal kind of the society. You said that that's not your aim, but you're using pain maybe also as a media. You're using yourself as a media.
Yeah, because I'm the work. I'm the work. I'm subject and object. I'm the work. I stage situations which I go and perform. But you see, I don't like to use the word healing. I don't like to use too much word spiritual and all this, because it's kind of misunderstood, and it's new age and all that. It's misunderstood. I think that it's very important that I'm an artist and I'm working in the context of art. So what you see, what I'm doing is art, and I think that what it's very abstract. It's like music. Performance is very close to the music. If you make hierarchy of the best art in the world, it will be music first, because it's the most immaterial, and the second will be performance, because it's a kind of energy dialogue, and then every other kind of art.
So would you see maybe an urge in the younger generation of artists, maybe today also, to get back to something like more being credible in what you do, and being more related to the existence itself, which is to some extent also pathetical maybe, or theatrical?
I can't talk so general, but I only know that economic crisis today is the best thing to happen to art at the moment. This is so good. Economical crisis maybe not good for other areas of culture and life, but for art is the best. Because I think the Damien Hirst Diamond Head, it was a perfect example of sarcastic and irony, which society become, and how the art become a commodity that you can trade, and how actually become everything so banal and vulgar. And I think that performance has never been commodity. So this is why right now in New York, the two most major museums in the world, Guggenheim with the Tino Segal and this museum here, are doing performance. It's nothing to sell, but it's also economy. It's permitting us to do that, to go back to the pure essence, to what the real meaning of art is about. And I think it's so healthy.